My name is Dale Phillips. I am the superintendent of Lincoln Home National Historic Site. And on behalf of our site and the National Park Service and the Department of the Interior, I would like to welcome you all here on this very special day. It's been a long time coming, and it's hard to imagine that our agency of the federal government is now 100 years old. 100 years ago, 100 years ago, at this very moment, besides Grace coming into the world, who you'll meet later, President Woodrow Wilson signed legislation in Washington to create a government agency unlike anything the world had ever seen before. That agency in 1916 would basically be created out of 40 units that were under control of the United States government. Its visitation, its first year, would be about 120,000 visitors. The National Park Service now consists of 413 units, and last year we had over 307 million visitors from all over the world. We are the cornerstone by which other countries across the globe have built their own national park services, and it is something we as a nation can be very proud of. Today we are here, not only here, but across this nation, from the woods, from the forests of Maine, to the battlefields of Guam, to the wilds of Alaska, to the shores of the Caribbean. There are services like this and commemorations going on across the length and breadth of those 413 units. And I thank you all again for being here on this very special day. We've got some very special things planned, and I thank you all for being here. The first distinguished guest I would like to introduce, who will issue a proclamation for us and say a few words. It is my great honor to present to you the Governor of the State of Illinois, Bruce Rauner.
Thank you. This is a great day for America and a great day for Illinois. We have the oldest national park system in the world and the best national park system in the world. This helps make us the greatest nation on earth. This is the day to celebrate. I am a passionate advocate for the parks. I love them. I've spent my whole life hiking in them and exploring them with my kids and all my relatives, all my friends. One of my earliest backpacking trips in my life was going out to Yellowstone National Park back when I was 14 years old. Spent a week in there, phenomenal. I think it was the world's first national park, if I'm not mistaken. I think Yellowstone was. But we here in Illinois are very blessed. We have 5 incredible national park sites, national park monuments, with the best being right here we're in, Lincoln's home, right here in Springfield, National We also have the Pullman National Monument up in Chicago. We have the Lewis and Clark National Trail. We have the Trail of Tears National Trail. And we have the Mormon Pioneer National Trail. These are wonderful, historic locations, great history, great significance, great beauty, great memories. This is a time to celebrate all that's wonderful about Illinois, all that's wonderful about America. And I'll say this, I've been very blessed in life, worked hard, done well. My wife and I are longtime supporters, National Parks and Conservation Association, Yellowstone Foundation, everything we can to help make our parks the best in the world. We've been a privilege to be able to do that, and it's my privilege as governor now to read an official proclamation. This is my favorite part of my job, or one of them. Whereas in 2016, the National Park Service celebrates 100 years of stewardship of America's national parks and engaging communities through recreation, conservation, and historic preservation programs. And whereas the state of Illinois is home to unique treasures such as Abraham Lincoln's home in Springfield and the Pullman National Monument in Chicago, in Illinois, more than 233,000 visitors each year contribute $13.8 million and 216 jobs to the state's economy through visits to these protected sites. And whereas the National Park Service allows us to explore nature and discover the stories of America's people and places, found in more than 400 national parks, in national heritage areas, along trails and waterways, and in every neighborhood. And whereas the National Park Service parks and programs support an integrated conservation, education, and economic and recreational strategy for our nation. And whereas the goal of the National Park Service Centennial is to connect with and nurture the next generation of park visitors, supporters, and advocates, including encouraging individuals and families to take advantage of our country's natural wonders and iconic sites as part of the Find Your Park initiative. Therefore, I, on behalf of the people of Illinois, do hereby proclaim August 25th, 2016 as National Park Service Centennial Day in Illinois.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Governor. That is quite an honor. And I want to add two other sites that most Illinoisans are not aware of to that list that we work in cooperation with, and that is our two national heritage areas. You are now in the Abraham Lincoln National Heritage Area, and if you'd like to learn more about that, they have a display out in our lobby. And then you have the Michigan and Illinois Canal National Heritage Area up outside of Chicago. So the National Park Service plays many different roles. It is now my great honor to introduce to you the Springfield Alderman for Ward 2, in which the park sits, Alderman Herman Senor.
I was supposed to defer to Mr. Joe, but you skipped him.
I'll get him.
Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to tell Mrs. Valiva happy birthday. And you share a birthday with both my son and my great nephew, so it is a great day for us in the Senor family.
Happy 100.
And I can't move forward without recognizing my mother, who's 82 years old. I know she's going to get mad at me for saying that, so we love her also. Happy Centennial to the National Park Service. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of such a monumental day. All around the country, this day is being celebrated at various sites to commend the National Park Service on preserving our nation's history. For 100 years, they have worked to protect some of our nation's most significant sites. They have gone beyond the call of their duty and made learning about these cultural influences fun. As a Springfield resident and the Alderman of Ward 2, I am honored to call the Abraham Lincoln home site not just a part of our city, but our ward. President Abraham Lincoln was an intelligent and strong leader who guided our country through one of its toughest times. His legacy means a tremendous amount, not just to Springfield, but also to the entire nation. The preservation and celebration of his memory is a massive undertaking. The National Park Service has done an excellent job restoring and maintaining the home and the area and its historical content. Additionally, they have worked tirelessly to integrate technology and activities so that the rich history of the president and the time period can be shared and enjoyed with new generations. The area and home are not only aesthetically pleasing, but provide a learning opportunity for all who visit. Thanks to the National Park Service, Springfield is a premier destination to learn about who some call our greatest president. I, like many who have grown up in Springfield, have visited every local national site many times. However, this is a special connection to Lincoln that can only be felt when visiting his home. The National Park Service has been able to capture and share such a feeling of closeness to all who visit by maintaining the home in its historical content down to even the last minute detail. Each detail builds upon others so that every visit is an experience that allows all to feel the immense impact President Lincoln has had on our country and continues to make on all who learn about him. The National Park Service would not be able to be so successful without the work of dedicated individuals and the support of the community. I salute all who continue to work and volunteer with the site. Your effort is very much appreciated. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you all and share in this joyous occasion. Once again, congratulations on 100 years of excellent service.
All right, now I'll jump back a little bit. I apologize. It's my great honor to introduce my personal alderman here from Springfield, who has a little other job as the Director of Tourism for the state of Illinois, Mr. Corey Joe.
I thought I was going last. Only Alderman, I used to be representing the Lincoln home until the redistricting, but I'm here today wearing a separate hat. I'm the Director of the Illinois Office of Tourism, and it's an honor to be here today to celebrate 100 years of the National Park Service. And Ms. Valiva, who is also a constituent of mine, I can claim that she's my constituent, and I want to wish her a happy birthday as well. You know, it's quite an honor to not only to represent sites like the Lincoln Home area here in Springfield as the State Director of Tourism for Governor Rauner and his administration, but it's also great to work with the other 6 sites that Dale mentioned a few minutes ago around our state that really makes Springfield and the state of Illinois a unique destination for history and learning history around, not only here in the Midwest, but from around the world. And it's great that we can see the economic impact that the Lincoln Home area has, our National Park Service have, not only to our state economy, but also to our local economy. And if you think about it, the hundreds and thousands of visitors that walk through the doors here at the Lincoln Home each and every day, 365 days out of the year, also have the opportunity to visit some of our other iconic historic sites where Lincoln walked. Not far up the street is the old state capitol and also the beloved Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library Museum. So not only are we here honoring 100 years of the National Park Service, we're also honoring and have an opportunity to talk about what other great Lincoln sites we have here in Springfield and around central Illinois. So again, congratulations on 100 years. 100 years never looked so good. And I can't wait. And one thing I always want to remind is we're out visiting our parks and our national historic sites. We need to keep one thing in mind. We need to make sure that we cherish our lands, cherish these historic sites and our natural wonders, because we want to keep them viable for the next generation. We want to make sure that next generation of families and kids enjoy, and hopefully they'll be celebrating another 100 years of these great parks and recreation areas. So again, Dale, great work, congratulations, and thank you for having me a part of it today.
Thank you, sir. Okay, once again, my pleasure and my honor to introduce to you the mayor of our great city, Mayor Langfelder.
Well, I appreciate everybody coming to this momentous occasion. It gives me great pride to have the benefit of being in Abe Lincoln's hometown. But the governor touched on it. What makes us the strongest natural park service in all of the world is it's an opportunity for us to enjoy time with our loved ones, our family and friends, and create those memories. So it doesn't matter, how young you are and how old you get to be. We all create those memories. It's a place where we can go and visit, put our differences aside, and put our care, our concerns aside, and really enjoy the nature and being with our loved ones. So that's what the success of the National Park Service has done, and we really appreciate the leadership of Superintendent Phillips and all the staff, not only here in Springfield, but throughout our country that keep that momentum going. So with that, I'll abbreviate my proclamation since the governor covered some of that, so I appreciate that. But I want to point out the important items. It says, whereas our national parks are not only sites, but serve as recreational and educational outlets that strive to tell America's stories, allowing us to learn from the past and assisting us in writing our future. And whereas since 1972, in the hometown of our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, we have been blessed to have the stewardship of the National Park Service to ensure that the place signifying unity, optimism, and faith is maintained and celebrated and shared for generations to come. And whereas I am honored to stand where my father, former Mayor Ozzie Langfelder, stood in June 1988 when the Lincoln Home reopened after a year-long restoration that touched every aspect of the home, from its foundation to the lighting, promising the home's glory would touch the hearts and minds of all those who walk through its doors. And whereas we reflect on the numerous natural and cultural gifts that our national parks provide, we must also look forward to the next century and pledge to secure our precious resources and dedicate the time and services needed to maintain our country's greatest treasures. Now, therefore, be it resolved, I, James O. Langfelder, Mayor of the City of Springfield, on behalf of the City Council and the residents of Springfield, proclaim that Thursday, August 25th, 2016, National Park Service Day in the City of Springfield. Congratulations and happy birthday. And there'll be a celebration, I know, for Miss Olivia on her 100th birthday, so we do have a certificate of honor to her as well. So we really appreciate everybody sharing in this moment.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, my pleasure and honor to introduce to you Ms. Deborah Hafner, who will be speaking, the outreach coordinator, who will be speaking to us on behalf of Senator Mark Kirk.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here on behalf of Senator Mark Kirk. Congratulations on 100 years, Superintendent. It's amazing that our parks have come 100 years now, and I think to reiterate what they said, the fact that we need to take care of them, not only for ourselves but for our future. I'd like to wish you a happy 100th birthday. That's amazing that you've been here as long as the parks and you don't look an age over 20. So again, I just want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for the invitation, and I'll let the men talk. So thank you.
Again, my pleasure and honor to introduce to you Mr. William Houlihan, the State Director for Senator Richard Durbin.
Good afternoon, Superintendent. I've worked in this park now for 26 years, working for a couple different senators. Our office is in the park. And every morning when I come to work here, it is a thrill. Just the staff, the great job they do, the National Park Service staff, whether it's the maintenance staff, they have to come to our office to do something, or it's the interpreters, or it's the administration. They are top quality people that take their job with them every day to do the best for all of us. And I want to thank them for all that they do. A 100 years ago, members of Congress, President Wilson, before that, President Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, had a vision to protect land in our country. And there were people back then that said, that's not a good idea. But there was enough people that said it was a good idea. And we have protected land so that all of us can get to visit it. My son just accepted a job at the University in Nevada, and we left Friday afternoon and drove out there. And we stopped in Moab, Utah. I don't know how many people know about Moab, Utah. But it's a national park. And we spent 4 hours there walking the trails and seeing what's going on. This country is beautiful. It has so much to go out and see. Whether we're interpreting our greatest president, Abraham Lincoln, or we're walking trails that Indians walked many, many years ago. This is an opportunity that all of us have. And I think 100 years, this is just great, and I take my hat off to the great work of the National Park Service. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill. Just as a little bit of side humor, my job description requires that I maintain contact with our federal elected representatives on the occasional basis. I reminded my superiors in Omaha that we see the folks from Senator Durbin's office almost on a daily basis, which was quite a surprise. And I think you'll be happy to know a congressman from Arkansas now has an office in Hot Springs. So what we've created here, the model has been used by other national parks and other federally elected representatives. Now it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce to you a very special person who has been a good friend of the park over my years here, and that is our federal congressman from the 13th Federal District, Congressman Rodney Davis.
You know, as Mayor Langfelder alluded to, it's good to go first, right, Governor? It's even better to go last. I want to congratulate Superintendent Phillips and the entire Park Service on 100 years. It's a phenomenal opportunity to be able to honor what those who served before you have been able to do and what you and your team has been able to do to continue to give the people of this area and those who visit an opportunity to see history in action. Look, I, like many of you, grew up right here in Central Illinois. We took for granted, and I think our kids still take for granted, the living history that's a part of where they live. We don't appreciate what this geography that we're standing in today meant to Abraham Lincoln. And frankly, when he was growing up, he probably didn't appreciate it either. But because Abraham Lincoln is here in Springfield, and I am just honored to be able to serve Sangamon County. And I know we have my good friend Hal, who's with my colleague Congressman LaHood. Hal, thank you for coming. I want to thank Congressman LaHood for his service to this area, because both of us have the privilege of serving parts of the district that Abraham Lincoln once served in the U.S. House of Representatives for one term. And it's interesting to be able to tell people when they ask you, where is your district? I say, you ever heard of Abraham Lincoln? Haven't had anybody tell me no yet. I say, I serve his old district. I often wondered, what were the decisions that he had to face when he was in the House of Representatives? And imagine him growing up here and the circumstances that he faced every day as a child, every day as an adult, every day as an attorney. Those circumstances allowed him to be the greatest president to ever walk the face of our earth and this great country, because he grew up right here. Now, I got the chance to be very surprised today when I got here. I knew we were going to celebrate Grace's 100th birthday. I had absolutely no idea her connection to my hometown of Taylorville until I got here. My soccer coach, I played soccer twice in elementary school, and both times Bob Johnson was my coach. I realized I graduated high school with her grandson Jeffrey in 1988, and it's great to see Jennifer again too. But it shows you the impact of what life means. We are living history today, just like Abraham Lincoln is living history now. And I got a feeling the National Park Service 100 years from now is going to be honoring some great Americans, and one of those is going to be you, Grace. Happy birthday.
As some of you know, we draw over 250,000 visitors a year from all over the globe. There are times out here on a summer day you would think you would be at the United Nations, because you will see people speaking a multitude of different languages. You will see every race, every ethnic group. The story of Abraham Lincoln just resounds throughout the world as an example of success. I would now like to introduce to you part of my team who makes all those visits enjoyable and helps accommodate all of those visitors, and that is our Chief of Interpretation, Ms. Laura Gundrum.
Well, thank you for all being here. Last year, President Obama created a very, very special program. It's called Every Kid in a Park. And the purpose of this program is to get fourth graders and their families to put down their digital devices and go outside and explore the great outdoors. So they want to invite them to go to the beautiful scenery parks and public lands like Yellowstone. Maybe to come to somewhere nearby that's rich in history, like the Arch in St. Louis or here at Lincoln Home. Or maybe go to some of the cultural resources of the nation. And to help these fourth graders come to these public lands and national parks, fourth graders can go online to Every Kid in a Park website, and they can do a short activity, print out a voucher that shows that they did complete the activity, come to a national park and exchange it for an Every Kid in a Park pass. And this will give them free entrance into national parks that charge an entrance fee. So today, we have some special guests with us. They're fourth graders. They're from Cathedral. And they are going to be given their Every Kid in a Park pass by a very special guest that we have with us today. So I'm going to ask them to come up in a single file line, and each of them will have the opportunity to shake Mr. Lincoln's hand and to get their very own Every Kid in a Park pass.
Congratulations, Ty. Congratulations, Jamie. Congratulations, Kaylin. Teresa. Congratulations, Teresa. Congratulations, Jeremiah. Congratulations, Kevin. Congratulations, Jaquan. Congratulations, Baron. You know, when you get to be 207, it's hard to hear. Congratulations, Judah. Congratulations, Julia. Congratulations, Bella. Sophie. Congratulations, Sophie.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lincoln. You fourth graders can go home and tell your parents you got to shake hands with Abraham Lincoln. And it's true. Well, I want to introduce one of our park rangers who has worked long and hard to help put together this centennial celebration, and she is going to do the honor of introducing one of our special guests who shares a birthday with the National Park Service. So Casey Brandstatter, I'm going to have you come up.
Come on up here. Come on up here. It's wonderful to see this great crowd here to explore our national park birthday. Now, 2 of our students from Cathedral School have brought some special gifts for us, and they're going to help me introduce another special guest we have here on site. Not only is the National Park Service turning 100, but of course Springfield's own Grace Believa is also turning 100 as well. Let's give her a round of applause. She and her family were delighted to be a part of the celebration here and to have you guys wish her a happy birthday as well. If you want to go ahead and give your birthday cards to Grace, please feel free. We've got birthday cards for the National Park Service from the school, and Grace has her birthday cards already. Excellent. Now, Grace here has seen 100 years of changes through the country, just like the National Park Service has. She is going to lead us in the cutting of our birthday cake here for the park. We're going to light our candles. She and our superintendent, Dale, are going to blow out the candles, and we can all partake in a little bit of birthday cake to celebrate this amazing day. Go out there and enjoy your national parks, and say happy birthday to Grace as well. Thank you.
After we cut the ceremonial cake, though, before we break, I had some really neat concluding remarks to make. But then this morning, I got a quick little 5-minute video from Washington, which was far better than my feeble words could ever have been, which basically will lay out where we're going for the next 100 years. So please, if you would, stay seated for just a little bit longer, and we'll start that right after we cut the cake. Grace? No, you're fine. Oh, yeah, for that you might want to turn this one. Yeah. Yeah, Bob, yeah. I wish they had sent it to me a little sooner. Set off the fire alarm. Yeah, the fire marshal will probably have some problems.
He's gonna help you. He's gonna blow out the candles.
Do them with you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grace. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Yeah, you'll like this video. I wish they sent it sooner. Yeah, you might want to turn around. Just turn the chairs around. So you can enjoy it. We'll get out the way.
Yeah, we're beautiful. America's best idea. The greatest of America's natural landscapes. Our revered cultural heritage. And our most important historical lessons. A mosaic of what we Americans value about our places, ourselves, and each other. We serve as guardians of many of our nation's greatest treasures. And the tellers of our collective stories. We honor the best of who we are as a nation and seek lessons in our country's imperfections. Our role is not to define for others, but to inspire discovery, to question our assumptions, to uphold our nation's democratic principles, and to challenge each other to rise above what was and achieve the ideal of what can be. So, who are we? And what do we believe about ourselves? Ours are the faces of many peoples, the bearers of many identities. We are public servants, fiercely dedicated public servants. And we believe in the power of our mission. We see how our work connects to the greater good. We are passionate about what we do. We are courageous. We welcome challenges. We strive to create opportunities for everyone to connect with their parks. We support local communities. We are stewards. We are family. We are ambassadors. We are all of this because we believe that we did not inherit, but we borrow from our future. Yeah, we are beautiful. America's best idea. But is believing in who we are enough? Are we connecting with the next generation? Do we learn from our own diversity? Have we truly ensured that all people feel invited, included, and engaged? Can we risk not meeting the needs of an increasingly diverse America? To be America's best, we need to go out and invite new audiences. Share the difficult stories. Meet the needs of an ever-evolving society. Confront our discomfort. Realize that many people value our mission as much as we do. Harness the power of our own diversity. Seek opinions different than our own. Really listen. Be willing to implement new ideas. Be flexible. Build meaningful connections with others. And embrace change as an opportunity to learn and grow. Relevancy, diversity, and inclusion are pillars. They are values and practices for connecting the public to our mission and fulfilling our obligation to steward our nation's natural and cultural heritage. Discussing and debating these values embodies our democratic ideals and strengthens our role in society. Listen, share, join in the discussion. We're all in this together. We are the National Park Service.